Hello everyone, today's video is going to be about hunting down that unicorn. How do you do it? How do you find that ultra rare bottle? Now, let me start off by saying this video is going to be a little bit longer than normal because the process is a little bit in depth and needs some explanation. Most of my videos will be short and sweet and to the point. This one takes a little bit more time. So let me start off by saying, the unicorns. What is a unicorn? Now, a unicorn is basically an allocated bottle that you will not find on the shelves regularly, right? And I'm talking about the Blantons, the E.H. Taylors, the Stagg Juniors, the Weller Antiques, the Old Fitzgerald's Happy Birthday. These are ones that you just won't find on the shelves in most places. Chances are, if you go and find these places, just these bottles just sitting on the shelves, that place is probably charging you 200 to 300% more than they should. Now, there is the rare exception. There is every now and then where a box store or a big chain will just drop and put one on the shelf, and it's first come, first serve. Whoever gets it, they won't advertise it. That's rare. It happens, but it's rare. There are a lot of places, however, that put them on the shelves and just sit there. Now, they're charging way too much. They're 200 to 300% more than normal, and they're just sitting there because no one wants to buy them. Now, let me tell you about a good resource. There's an app that's called Booze App, and they're not sponsoring me. This is just a resource that I use. Booze App, you can actually look up a whiskey or any alcohol for that matter, and it'll tell you what the MSRP is on that bottle. It'll also tell you what a fair price is, because a little bit of markup is cool sometimes. But it'll also tell you what the secondary price is. So if you ever have a question of whether you're getting charged too much, I would suggest downloading that app, looking up the bottle, and looking before you buy, because you don't want to spend way too much. There's too many good whiskeys out there for like $50, $60, $70 that are readily available on the shelves than to spend 300% more buying those. Now, that said, if you do have unending money or you don't mind spending over 300%, finding those unicorns is easy. There's secondary markets out there in every single major city, and all you got to do is get on like a Facebook page or Reddit or something like that and look up bourbon or whiskey in your city, and there'll be groups out there that are trading bottles, that are making bottles available that are way more than they should, but they're readily available. So if you have the money and you just want to spend it, that's the best option. Now, there's two other ways to get a unicorn, right? So the first way, it's easier, but the long road, right, is the first way is to go to a box chains. Box chains have what they call a lottery system, right? And how this lottery system works is every single one's different, but they want you to spend X amount of money every single year buying bottles, right? This number is different at every single place. It's arbitrary. But if you spend X amount of money that they determined, at the end of the year, or a couple of times a year usually, they will do a lottery for some really, really hard to find and amazing bottles. Like Blanton's Gold, stuff like this. It's 15-year-old bourbons and whiskeys, stuff that's really, really hard to find. And they'll make those available to the people who spend X amount of money. They'll put your name in a lottery or a drawing or a randomizer, and they'll pull the names out, and then going down the list, whoever's number one will get their first pick at whatever bottles are available, and so on and so forth. It'll keep on going down that list. Now, the second method is my preferred method, is going to the smaller mom and pops, the ones that maybe have a couple of locations or just one-offs, and building relationships. And when I say building relationships, I mean really, really getting to know the people, getting to know the clerks that are in there every single day, getting to know the managers, going in there and just chatting with them. When I say chatting with them, I don't mean walking in the door and saying, hey, do you guys got some Blantons in the back? They hate that. Chances are you're not going to get a bottle. Bottom line. Now, what I also mean is go in there, and sometimes when you don't think you need a bottle, but you want to make an impression, or you're talking to the right person and you feel like you're getting a vibe, just go in there and spend $30 on a bottle that you might not necessarily need, just to show your commitment. Shop there regularly. Talk to them every single time you go in. What happens is you build relationships with these people, and you become friends with them, and you develop a relationship, and they will start looking out for you. They'll be like, hey, I just got a Weller 12 that just came in. I enjoy our conversations here. Here's first access to it. That's how that works. building up relationships, talking to people, getting to know people. Like, to me, this is part of the fun. Like, the hunt is fun, finding it is great, but the relationships you build along the way are priceless. I made so many friends this way, people I talk to outside of just going to the store. And it's really just sitting down and talking to people and getting to know them. You know, being a kind human being. And guess what? You get some good whiskey on top of it. So that's it. I know this is a little bit longer than normal, but listen, go out there, enjoy some whiskey, and remember, be strong like bull.